Hey, Ninja. As I am working towards optimizing, streamlining my own Asana, if you're not familiar with Asana yet, check it out. It's a project and task management tool that I'm currently using for most of my projects and tasks. And it's just where I keep track of all my workflows. And I create templates. So if I have repeating tasks or repeating projects, I try to create a template for it so that the next time I do it, I can just duplicate that and I'm not staring at a blank screen. So, anyway, as I'm working on optimizing my own Asana, I realized today that I would really like my Life Ninja Academy calendar events to show up in my calendar in Asana. And currently, the way to do that is through another tool called Zapier. Okay, so if you too would like to use Asana as sort of your like primary dashboard for all the things you need to do today, okay? Or the things you have coming up. Um, you might also want your calendar events or certain types of calendar events to pull into your dashboard. So you can use the LNA calendar. You have access to that through your Life Ninja Academy hub. There's a training and a link, so you can grab that and have that in your own Google Calendar. You can use, if you have a specific work calendar or personal calendar that you want to pull in, you can have all of that come into Asana. So the first thing I did is I created a new project. You can't see it over here on the left right now, but I think it's just called LNA calendar or LNA events, something like that. Um, so I created a new project within my business team. Okay. And then what I did is I went into Zapier and started setting up a Zap. Now, if you're not familiar with Zapier, Zapier basically just connects one app to another, and helps them talk to each other, bring information in from one place to another, type of a thing. So Zapier is free for a certain number of zaps and a certain number of features, and then you have to pay for it. So, depending on how you're using it, I'd say you may not want to do this if it like pushes you past your limit and into having to pay for Zapier, unless you really already were going to pay for Zapier. But I think you should be able to do this on your free account, and you're allowed quite a few. They're called zaps. So you create a zap, but then every time it runs, it counts as, towards your number of like maximum zaps that are triggered. Before you have to start paying. So you should be totally fine. But anyway, this is Zapier. I have created a Zap, and I set up so that new events in Google Calendar are my trigger. So you'll just walk right through all of these steps. You're gonna choose your Google Calendar as your app, and that a new event is your trigger. Now what this does mean is that any events you already have in that calendar are not going to show up, but any new events that are added will show up. Okay. And you are going to choose your account. So you're going to find your Google Calendar account that you want to use, and then you're going to set up your trigger. So for me, the trigger is the Life Ninja Academy calendar, right? New events in that specific calendar. And then you will test your trigger. So you'll click here and there'll be like a little test button. And for me, that pulled in the most recent Life Ninja Academy event that was created. Okay, and then down here, this is the action that you want it to take when that new event is created. So first you have to connect your Asana. It's really straightforward. It's going to walk you through everything. Choose your Asana account, and then you're going to set up your action to take. Now, do not let this intimidate you. It is not that complicated. It just looks a little bit crazy right now. Okay, so first you're going to choose your Asana workspace that you want to use. You most likely only have one, but there may be some people who have more than one. So choose your workspace, your organization. For me, it's mistydorman.com. That's where I do all my business stuff. And then your project. So I told you I created a project for this calendar. That is so that if I want to, I can go right into there and see only the LNA calendar events on a calendar view in Asana, and also just to have a place where these live, right, in Asana to keep it organized. So I selected that project. Now, if you forgot when you got here and you need to get it to pull in, you can click here and refresh your fields, and it should pull in the new project name that you created. And then I don't have a specific section that I need these tasks to show up in that project. I'm just going to have them all kind of in no section in there because I'll probably only ever look at calendar view on that one. And then the name. So I am creating the name of the Asana task by using the Google Calendar event title. Basically, they're calling it summary. Okay, so this is showing a real example from that test that I did up here, the test. It's showing me how the information would look. So I determined that the title is called summary in this instance. And if you click in that field, you can see all of the different options of what you could pull into the field from your Google calendar event. Okay. And there's quite a few. For me, I just wanted the title to pull over. You can also type your own text in this field. So you could call it like LNA event : space, and then the summary variable. So that would work too. Maybe I'll even do that. Okay. And down here, I did this something similar. So I wanted to see the approximate length of the event. I don't want it to just say 60 in my notes. I want it to tell me what that 60 means, right? So I typed in approximate length in minutes, space, and then it's going to bring in that number 60. So this one was estimated at 60 minutes. Okay. I wanted to pull in the location. This will actually, in this case, bring me a link because the Facebook group event link is my location. And then I want to also see or have a quick link to get to the Google Calendar version of this event. So I can like pop over and edit it if I need to, that type of thing. And then the event description. Now, this will come into Asana as of today with all of this sort of HTML code gobbledygook in it. Now, if you look at it, you can still kind of pretty much read the event and all that. But for me and my purposes here, it doesn't matter too much. The description is really like more for My Life Ninja Academy members when they see the Google Calendar event. So I'm really not even going to look at this too much unless I need to refer back to it real quick or something. But I'm not too worried about this coming through looking a little bit funny. Hopefully one day Zapier and Asana will get on it and make it so that Asana reads in this information properly. But anyway, I have typed event description, and then the description will populate here. Okay. And then any other information that you want to put on there, that's totally up to you. And then you can choose do on or do at. I'm not really 100% clear the exact difference, other than I assumed do at would allow me to pull in the time. So I just went ahead and put it here. I used the events begins variable, and that's working just fine. Now, in order to get it to show up in your My Tasks area like this with all your other tasks, you do need to assign it to yourself. So I've assigned it to myself. And then I also wanted it to look pretty. So I wanted it to come in as yellow. So I'll tell you how I did that. I am using a tag, an Asana tag, but currently the easiest way to create an Asana tag is, if you don't have it already, is to have a task and then add the tag to it. So I went ahead and on here, continue. Okay. So I went ahead and tested it. So in this case, it would say something like test action or something down here to test it, right? So I tested it. I had the event pull in, and everything was totally fine, but it was white like this one. And so I went ahead and added a new tag. You can add a tag in Asana to the event by clicking the task and hitting Tab T on your keyboard and just type the tag name. When you do that, it won't find the tag, so it'll ask if you want to create a new one. When you do that, you can assign a color to it. So that's what I did. And then I went in here back into Zapier and I added that tag where I was setting up all the actions. I added the tag name there. So I came back here. I hit refresh fields to try and pull in, all the available options in here. And then I found the LNA event tag, which is going to show up yellow now in Asana. And then I just retested it. I came back over here. I deleted the white event and kept the yellow event. That's really all that happened there. And then, of course, you need to turn on your Zap. I need to turn mine back on because I did edit it just a tiny bit. And then you got this nice, pretty, calendar event coming into your Asana. So if that would be helpful to you, I hope that you will use it. And, I will keep coming in with more Asana tips as I think of little things like that might kind of just help you streamline and organize your day.